A nasty political parody video likening Governor Charlie Crist to Adolf Hitler is no laughing matter, but who did it? Are troubles at the Florida Public Service Commission going to lead us back to elected commissioners? And Holly Benson throws down against Lieutenant Governor Jeff Kottkamp for Attorney General. All of that on Power Play this week with our guests, Shannon Colavecchio of the St. Petersburg Times and Aaron DeLotte, Bureau Chief of the Orlando Sentinel. Okay, so this video excerpt from a Hitler movie from the 90s has a parody in it with all sorts of chyron words on screen as if it's Governor Charlie Crist and his guys as Hitler and his henchmen. Not really funny, is it?
Not funny. A lot of groups would probably be insulted by it. Marco Rubio.
In fact, the rabbi in Tallahassee's already complained.
That's right. Rubio, Crist's opponent in the Senate race, has, disavowed it, says don't watch it. I'm not behind it. We don't know who's behind it. I don't know that we'll ever know. But certainly it is an interesting campaign piece.
And while many decry it, I'm sure many are also watching it.
Well, I think it's a testament to why voters are so apathetic towards politics today, because we have a lot of problems in Florida. We have soaring unemployment, and this is the political discourse, the third freaking Reich.
Well, but is anybody going to try and get to the bottom of it? Is someone going to find out if there are any tails, trails, or handprints, or voice prints on it?
The name that a blog is associated with the site is political operative Rich Heffley, and he's consulting attorneys right now because he vehemently denies that he had anything to do with it. So we're going to see probably a little bit more action to try to clear his name.
But he was originally associated with this Truth About Rubio site as well. And so
well, but if he's done a Truth About Rubio site, what's the likelihood he's involved in this parody that kind of hits the governor hard with this nasty video about Hitler?
Well, I mean, a website called Truth About Rubio that has news articles and, points out things is certainly not as intense as a video that is likening the governor
I'm just saying,
Hitler.
if Heffley is anti-Rubio, how is he then associated with this video about Crist? It doesn't seem to wash.
It would have to be an epic attempt to be cute, by some overpaid political consultants. Not that Rich is overpaid.
Well, I think the hypothesis was that, that somebody that was in Crist camp was behind it, and then they would use that to say, oh, look what Marco did, even though he, hadn't
But because
done
it's Hitler, okay,
right.
And the governor of the fourth largest state, I don't think it's going away. I think the fallout from this one is going to lead to somebody investigating and getting to the bottom of it.
Sure.
All right, let's segue into the Public Service Commission. We used to have elected commissioners. Now they've been appointed to depoliticize the process. Now there's a move to go back to elected. What do we think of that?
I mean, this is the latest stage in sort of a cycle of ethics scrubbing that's been going on for the last few years in Tallahassee. I mean, we moved from the legislature to, you saw Crist sort of try to implement more of a stern ethics policy and openness. And now you're seeing it extended to other areas of government. I mean, there is, once you peel the veil back from an entity like the PSC, there's a lot of cronyism and still seemingly a lot of unsavory influence that goes on behind the scenes.
So it's understandable if someone says, well, if we elected him, we could take the politics out of it. Would that really be the case?
No, I mean, I don't think that, I don't know what the solution is, but I don't think that that is the solution. I mean, you could argue that if you make them elected, it just gives companies like FPL, Progress, Gulf Power, more people to give donations to win influence that way. So I don't know that making it elected makes it any less political.
So maybe the grass is always greener with the system we don't have, though we had it before and we may have it again. Do you think there's going to be a serious level of support for this in the legislature?
I think they'll look at it seriously. I mean, that's a pretty dramatic step to take. We'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay, Holly Benson, former state lawmaker from Pensacola, secretary of two very low-profile agencies, throws her hat in for Attorney General for the Republican nomination against the sitting Lieutenant Governor Jeff Kottkamp. Shockwaves about that?
I don't know that it's shocking. I think it's telling. I think the fact that Kottkamp has such a low fundraising quarter sort of opens the way for anybody to even consider running against the sitting lieutenant governor. I don't know that either candidate is all that strong. So it remains to be seen. I mean, and the other issue is that her position is, she doesn't have a lot of name recognition statewide.
But Kottkamp arguably would, because you do call the lieutenant governor governor, right?
Yeah, I'm sure a few people know who he is, but I mean, she has less name recognition than that, and this field still isn't settled. I mean, there are other names out there on the Republican side that are probably going to get in, that a lot of folks think will eat both of these two candidates alive.
And there's a hearty Democratic primary there. They're probably heartened by this news that the lieutenant governor has a competitor.
It is fascinating to see the Republicans now act like the Democrats did when they were in the majority and trying to hold on to a shrinking base and unable to fend off all of these primaries. You know, it's
an exciting political year.
Yeah.
We're going to go to your respective power play of the week. Aaron.
I have to go with Marco Rubio. I mean, it's an easy pick just because he is gaining a lot of polling data that is not publicly released. Makes it look like he is going to mount a serious challenge against Crist over the next 10 months. And he has now managed to, with the rapid response to the Hitler video, make himself look like a victim here to some extent. It's a great play.
He still doesn't have enough money to be competitive that way, though.
He's going to be more competitive than people thought he was a few weeks ago.
Given that.
Right. I'm going to go with FPL and them hiring Bob Butterworth, the former Attorney General.
A statesman,
a
by
statesman,
anybody's
right?
measurement.
Considered very much a consumer advocate. I think it's a transparent power play because I think it's pretty obvious what they're trying to do. But you know, it's notable that he was willing to go work for them and take on the job. So
it was a good move. Thank you, Shannon Colavecchio and Aaron DeLotte. Go to the Safety Review for the latest political news, and we'll see you next time on Power Play.